Okay, in this case, I'm going to go over the proper steps to solve the quadratic in using the quadratic formula. So I'm going to use this equation as an example. And so first you have to understand when they say solve, we're finding solutions, which are also called x-intercepts or zeros or roots. All of those refer to the same thing. So I would set y equal to 0, considering I'm looking for zeros or x-intercepts when they say solutions. The next thing I would look at are my options to solve, which are factoring, completing the square or quadratic formula. This question was specifically about how to use the quadratic formula. So first you need to know your quadratic formula, so I'm writing it over here in case you guys forgot. And then remember, you can't identify A, B, and C until everything's on one side. So in this equation, my A is positive 2, my B is positive 8, and my C is negative 5. And then I'm going to plug them in appropriately, and we'll talk about the simplifying. So when I plug them into each variable, this is what it looks like. And make sure you keep like your positive and negative signs correct and stuff like that. Sometimes that's what holds people up. So the first term is negative 8. The denominator is 4. And then let's talk about what's inside the radical, which is your discriminant. So doing this arithmetic, you have 8 squared, which is 64. And you have minus 4 times 2 times negative 5. So this right here is a giant multiplication problem where you have negative 4 times 2 times negative 5. So negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And negative 8 times negative 5 is positive 40. So I'm going to change what's inside the radical to 64 plus 40, which is 104. And so the number inside my radical is 104. Okay. The next thing I need to know is if 104 simplifies, if I can break down that radical. So it's 2 times 52, which is 2 times 26, which is 2 times 13. So there are a pair of 2's. So the square root of 104 is the same as 2 times the square root of 26. And I'm going to rewrite it that way in my quadratic. And then I'm going to simplify it by canceling out whatever can be canceled out of all of the terms. So when I look at negative 8 and 2 in the numerator, sorry guys, and 4 in the denominator, 2 is a common factor of all of these things. Sorry. So I'm going to factor or divide out the 2. So both terms in the numerator divided by 2 as well as the denominator, and this is giving me the most simplified form in the quadratic formula for the solutions.